Our exploratory diving bell.
The Earth gave the money is here in Barry.
Wong and his assistant Mary Nelson have vanished.
Our computers indicate that whatever caused it came from somewhere in the Pacific. We'll start searching that area immediately.
Welcome in, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Gamers Ledge. I'm one of your hosts, Mark, and joining me in the Discord is Ken. Hi, Ken.
What up?
And also joining us is Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
And it is Sunday Streamer Tech Support / Sunday Magic Tech Support, where you can come and get answers on anything, pretty much. As we are celebrating our 10th year of streaming on Twitch this August, we've been here for a while. We've done a lot of things wrong. And we can help. So if you have questions about streaming, questions about Magic, whatever you would like, we can discuss it. Feel free to ask. That's what this show is about. We'll probably end up playing some Magic as well. But yes, Sunday Streamer and Magic Tech Support starts now. Tom, how was your... Happy Easter, by the way, Tom.
Happy Easter.
How was your day?
Good. I did laundry all day.
That's a way to spend Easter.
Mm-hmm. My mom and dad just got home from up north.
Nice. Nice. I think, let's see.
How was the fair yesterday?
So, it was a super mixed bag because for once, unusually, it was cold and rainy in the desert. And the rain...
It looked dreary.
Yeah, the rain wasn't supposed to get there till 4, but of course it started way early. And so then it took us a little while longer because we had to go find umbrellas somewhere because I think the umbrellas we had from San Francisco are still packed in the San Francisco stuff from when we made that move. So we found some umbrellas and then we got out there and Lexi immediately stepped in a puddle up to her shin. And she doesn't do well in the cold and the wind was blowing because we were under a wind advisory as well. And it was very cold and the food was okay, but overpriced, as you would imagine it would be at a fair like that. So I don't know, like if it'd been sunny and warm, probably I would have given it like a better rating. I'd have given it a 5 out of 10 from yesterday's experience. Just because it wasn't very good. It was very cold and it was very windy. But I think, if the weather had been nice, it would have been much nicer. I would have given it a much higher score. But they did have interesting things there to try, but, Lexi's adventurous, but she's not going to eat fried squid on a stick. So, It was more about finding stuff that she liked, that she wanted to eat, and that's what we did.
I put a couple comments in there. I guess you guys didn't see it. Was the food worth the prices?
So here's the thing: the price of admission was only $6.
Okay.
So it's not like I felt
bad.
like it's not like I felt I got robbed on the admission and then the food wasn't as good. Since it was only $6 to go, like, a piece, it was $12 total. Even if the food wasn't great and was super overpriced, I wouldn't feel that bad about it because I think the price of admission was just right. So I'm not knocking on that, and I don't think the food that we had was bad either. I wouldn't say that it was all that, but I wouldn't say it was bad. At least, like, for example, when we went to the place to get the Japanese pot stickers, they were freshly grilled in a pan, right? So it's not like they just dumped it in a fryer or anything like that, right? It was actual Japanese pot stickers that were being made in front of us. Granted, they were pre-made, but not frozen, if that makes sense. Like, they made them on the premises in bulk and then fried them when people ordered them. And they did have a good variety of food. So I am definitely open to the idea of doing it again. But if it looks like it's going to storm like it did this last time, we just won't go. But that's so rare, which is why it's funny in my mind, because it's like it rains 8 days out of the year here total. And so, of course, the day that we picked to do the live remote stream, it rains and is super cold and windy. So I think that's hilarious, personally. That's the way my brain works. But yes, I think that there was a wide variety. There were actually more people there than I thought there were going to be there. It was really starting to pick up around 4 or 5 when we left. But yes, I would have done several things differently, and I would have gotten some different food. And I think next time we'll just go with the idea that we're going to eat separately rather than together. Because then that will hopefully alleviate the issues we had yesterday. If that makes sense.
Yes.
All right, Ken, I know you had a bunch of questions that you were asking.
Yeah, so let me bring up Discord. And so I sent you a message last night.
A direct message?
Yeah, a direct message.
Okay, let me look at my
Discord.
Let me look at my direct messages here. Okay.
And I said it wasn't my question, and it was on a question board. The dude was like, I'm trying to get into Magic. Can somebody explain to me how to play werewolves? And this was one of the best answers I found. And I said, what do you think as a werewolf tip?
The point where you do nothing on your next turn?
Novak
Yeah, it says play wolf, pass your turn completely. Because they say that some of the answers were like the point of a werewolf deck, and this is from like a couple years ago and everything, and they were probably talking about EDH or whatever that's called. Or
no, they're not. They're talking about constructed in this thread, which has nothing to do with you. And on top of that, so here's the thing. You generally don't want to pass your turn, and you're running the commander that lets you flip on your upkeep.
Right.
So why wouldn't you want to play cards?
Okay. Right. Now my next question is: there's some old and some new cards, and we've been doing it. But what's the ruling with the new cards versus old? Because they're saying, like, I guess with Tovolar, I'm able to transform him.
Yeah.
But there are certain cards that have day and night. So, like, if I were to have, it's called like, I don't know. I think it's like Careless Waif or something. It's a 1 red and it's only a 1/1.
Yeah.
But if I were to get that out on the first turn, she has haste. But if nobody casts a spell, which we said lands aren't casting spells,
right?
I could get her to attack.
Sure.
But it also says if nobody casts a spell, I could transform her.
Correct. Because
And
if
then
somebody's
as soon as a day bound enters the field, that makes it day.
correct. The game is neither day nor night until a card with day or night bound hits the board.
Right. And then I know some are like, oh, pay to transform. So the only way to transform that is to have Tovolar force it, right?
Or to pay to transform it.
Or to pay to transform it.
Yeah.
So it'd be better for me to have wolves or werewolves. Not wolves, but werewolves that say day bound.
Not necessarily. Right? It depends. You can have, in most cases, yes. Because that's kind of what your entire deck's set up to do.
Yes.
In most cases, yes. Which is what we have in your deck right now.
Yes.
We took out all the ones that were pay to transform.
Yes.
Nova Galactic, I did, and I responded to it. Nova Galactic posted a card in the... Where was that, as a matter of fact? I think that was in the second Magic group. No? Where was it? Oh, it was in the discussion. It was in the discussion on the thread. So it's a card that has... Oh yeah, it's called Annie Joins Up. It's one. It's a white, a green, a red, and one other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legendary enchantment. When Annie Joins Up enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. If a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So it's kind of like a roaming throne. The big problem with it, Nova, is it's only for legendaries. Otherwise, I would agree it would be Roaming Throne 2.0. But sadly, it's only for legendaries, so that's not as good. Plus, that's a weird color combination for most decks. It's good for Pantlaza, I suppose. Well, no, it's actually not good for Pantlaza because Pantlaza says only once per turn, so you would get no bonus from having that in your deck. So I'd have to think of another deck archetype, maybe a Voltron deck. Maybe a Voltron deck that would have red, green, and white. Again, red. Well, yeah, that can be a little bit of a strange color combination.
Let's get rid of that one.
All right. I know you had a bunch of stuff you posted in...
Yeah, so I said I've asked, but I'm still trying to get used to the rulings. So which is the correct one? Or do you read both and both are correct about regeneration? Because the first one I found, somebody goes, you don't have to regenerate before blockers are declared. And like there was like a two-sided. They're like, no, you do. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. The second one, if you click on the first link,
you don't have to do it before blockers are declared.
Okay.
But you do have to do it directly after blockers are declared.
So if I know I have a card in my deck that says regenerate all werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
So say like best example I know in my head, if somebody uses Blasphemous, that one that's 8 and red, to do 13 damage to every single creature in the game.
Right.
When somebody plays that and goes, okay, I'm initiating this, then my understanding is in response to that, I'm playing this to regenerate all my wolves.
Right. Because
I tap all my wolves and they do not, they're the only
survivors.
ones on the field to be survive.
Correct. Because they're playing the spell to do 13 damage. You have to do the regeneration before the spell resolves and they take the 13 damage.
Okay.
So
Or like if I'm sending like a 5/5, say like towards you, you have a 5/6.
Right.
I will kill yours, but you will kill mine.
Right.
I could be like, well, in response to your blocker, I'm going to regenerate.
That's correct.
Said wolf.
Yeah, you have to
but
do it.
Now, does that prevent yours from dying?
Well, if I have a 5/6,
and I send a 5/5,
mine wouldn't die anyway.
Let's see how.
Let's say it was a 5/4.
Yeah,
Let's say they were both 5/5s. They were both 5/5s.
Yes.
But here's the thing. As soon as I declare, I'm going to block with my 5/5,
Yes.
You, in response, you activate regeneration for your guy, right?
Okay.
Through whatever means you have it. That removes him from combat. So there will be no damage dealt either direction.
So then I should only use regenerate if I know like there's going to be a board wipe or they're going to do like more damage. Like if Jimmy sends like his artifact creature that's like a 20 something at like my guy that has like defense and power based off my cards, I could be like, oh, in response to your picking him.
No, he doesn't pick him. Remember, you do. So let's
I
play
could
that.
be like,
let's play that out. Let's play that out, right?
Okay.
Okay. In fact, here, let me go to the 4-up screen real quick, and let me go on to my screen and make it big so that you can see it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take that example as a minute. Jimmy's got his artifact creature that's a 20/20, and you have a 1/1 wolf on your side.
Okay.
So here's, and let's pretend for just a minute that the wolf actually has the 1 and 1 green regen.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't need
Or
any.
I have seen just a solid green to
Yeah,
regen.
whatever.
But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So here's Jimmy's 20/20. Jimmy
Okay.
declares his attack. He says, I'm attacking Ken with my 20/20. Okay. What you do is you say, I declare my wolf as a blocker for your 20/20. My 1/1 wolf is blocker for your 20/20.
Okay.
And after blockers are declared, in response, I pay 1 green and regenerate. 1 green, 1 other, and regenerate. He's tapped, he's removed from combat, but the fact is the block was still declared. So even though he's removed from combat, the 20 damage doesn't go through. It just gets nullified.
Unless he had trample.
Unless he had trample, which
Okay.
Jimmy's artifacts don't have trample
Yeah.
most of the time.
Okay.
So the reason you want to be very specific about that is if you don't declare him as a blocker,
Then I can't use the regenerate on him.
well, not only that, but then, yeah, exactly. If you do it too fast, he's regenerating and then you don't have a blocker, right? So you have to wait until after you declare blockers. And the way that this works is, let's say that, let me go to the 4-up screen here. Let's say that I'm in slot 1, Nova's in slot 2, Jimmy's in slot 3, and you're in slot 4 underneath me, right?
Right.
So Jimmy would declare his attacker and then pass. Then we move to blockers. You declare your blocker, okay? Then priority goes to me. I pass. Novo passes because he doesn't have anything. Jimmy passes, and then when priority comes back to you, that's when you say, I regenerate my creature. After blockers are declared, but before damage is applied. Because that's the last possible point you have to do so.
Right. So Jimmy says, I'm going to attack me.
Yep.
I say, I'm choosing so-and-so as blockers.
No,
And
so technically, and we don't do this unless there's somebody like a Mac Daddy who likes the minutia. Technically, it's supposed to be Jimmy says, I declare these people as attackers, pass priority, and then we go around the board clockwise until we get back to where Jimmy passes again. If Jimmy passed, then and everybody else passed, then that means we move on to blockers. And then you say, okay, I declare this person as a blocker. And then we go around the ring for priority. Does anybody have any responses? If it gets back to you and you pass, then we move to damage. But because you're the last one on the step declaring blockers, you can say, okay, Now that priority is my turn.
Oh, so it would be like we would have an in response phase after
Correct.
everybody grows.
Correct.
Oh,
There's
okay.
always an in response phase to everything we do in Magic. We just
Okay.
don't generally drill down that far into the minutia.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, there's literally like there's no priority point at the untap step, but at
Right.
the top of the upkeep, there's a priority point there for everybody, right? So literally, if I was going through my steps, I'd say, okay,
Jimmy Julius. Jimage44 hi.
hi, Jimmy Julius, feel free to join us in the Discord. So at the top of my turn, at the untap step, there's nothing. Everything untaps. But at the
Right.
top of the untap or upkeep step, I say it's now the top of my upkeep step. Everybody has a chance around the circle to do something.
Oh yeah, because I've seen like a couple of cards where it was like during an opponent's upkeep or during an opponent's end step, you could do so and so.
Well, even like if I just had an artifact that said deal 5 damage to target player,
Yeah.
I could wait until the top of your upkeep and then do that, because then you can't play any. The only thing you can do are instants and response.
I've seen something like that
Yeah.
as I was going through everything. Okay.
So every single step, and then every single time someone casts a spell, there is a response chain that goes around the table.
Okay.
Which is why in response is a common phrase in Magic.
Yeah.
But generally, we don't jump that far into the weeds with as we're playing.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessary all the time. But as long as you understand that someone can have a response to anything you do, then you're fine.
So that means I should start slowing down instead of being in a rush like I did, like how I'm almost messed up. And I
Right.
decided to backtrack
Right.
when I used my moon mist.
Right, exactly.
Because I actually read that today where somebody was like, they did the exact same thing. They were like, leave your guys human, let somebody attack you, and say who you're blocking, and then wait for them to not have a response, and then you instantly say,
well,
something like that. How I did it, they were like,
here's the
leave
thing.
them human,
yeah.
and then
No,
say
Red
in
Lax and Crazy, we
response
play
to
the
you
card and ask
attacking,
if anyone has.
I'm turning all my wolves into werewolves, and then they gain all their extra abilities and everything, like I did with you.
Nova Galactus says that's why when we are doing something crazy, we play the card and ask if anyone has a response. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But technically, the response can happen for any card that's ever played, whether it's crazy or not.
Okay.
Last night I played a couple pickup games online, and someone was trying to play a card that would make it so that everybody's land artifacts and creatures came in tapped when they came into play. And so then one person tried to counterspell it. Another person had a response to the counterspell. Then the player who was being counterspelled had a response.
Oh God.
And then the player who had originally cast the counterspell had another counterspell to cast to cancel the response to the counterspell. So it can get really crazy even off of what seems to be just like a harmless card. I played 2 games last night. I lost both games. But I will say in my defense, I had 1,000 3/3 dragons on my side of the board and I still lost.
Nice.
No, it's not nice. I lost. But that's why some of the stuff that's in your deck, Ken, is incredibly important, like the Rogue's Passage and some of that stuff that makes your stuff unblockable, which I think is what you want to concentrate on your Samurai. And so last night I was playing against the Dogmeat Voltron deck, and that like I actually stopped or tried to stop him because he put he played an enchantment onto a creature, and I had a card in my hand that let me redirect any target spell or ability, and I got to choose the targets. So I was going to have, and when he played this enchantment on the creature, it was going to bring all the enchantments from his graveyard onto the creature to make it huge again.
Yeah.
And so I was going to move it from that creature that he wanted to put it on to his tapped creature that couldn't attack. And it got counterspelled.
Okay. And then the other questions, I had a lot of stuff.
No, it's fine.
Since you're on spell table,
Yes.
Crag, Crown,
Novag
Pathway.
In building a deck around Campbell Profiteering Mare, so any token deck I will benefit.
Say what was it?
Crag, CRAG, Crown, space, Pathway.
Crag Crown Pathway.
Pathway.
Got it. Let me pull it up here. Crag Crown Pathway. Okay. So
That's
this
why I
is
said ruling.
this is a specific type of card. It is a modular. It's what's called a modular card,
Okay.
which are the double-sided cards.
Yes.
But this is completely unlike your werewolves. There is no way to transform it to the other side. What happens is when you draw it, you pick which side you're going to play, and that's what it is for the rest of the game.
That's what I was asking, because it said, like, if you look at the bottom in the green, it says tap, add a green.
No, it's telling you what the other side is.
Oh, that's what the other side is. Okay.
So it's
like my Armed and Dangerous.
no, it is not. Because this is not two cards on one. It is a dual-sided card. Just like your werewolves, but there's no way to transform it from one
So
side to the
I
other.
would need to see, like, okay, I'm not getting any mountains. I might need a mountain to come out.
You've got it.
Either flip it before you play
You
it.
flip it before you play it. So while
Okay.
it's in your hand, you would have to unsleeve it, flip it to the one you want, and then play it. But that's exactly what it's for.
The next one is also a flipper.
Yes.
Bala Jed. So it's BALA space GED recovery.
Yeah. So this is exactly like the land that we just looked at.
Okay.
It's either
Midnight token.
a land
Same but a spell.
Or a sorcery.
It's a spell. It's your choice. What do you need? What do you need more importantly in that moment?
Okay. And then the land I was asking you about, I think I took it out.
What's up, Midnight Token? Welcome in.
No.
How is your
So
Easter? Happy Easter.
So it's, I'll say the next two cards this week because I talked about it earlier.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's BOSEIGU,
Reaches skyward.
who endures.
Oh, who endures? Okay. Okay. So this is channel is like cycling. Okay.
Okay.
It can only happen while the card is in your hand. So,
So I can't play it
You-
and then do it.
right, you can't play it and then do it. Either it's you play it and it's a legendary land that you tap for one green, or what most people have it in their hand for is the opposite, which is the hand ability, the channel ability. You pay one green, one other, and discard this from your hand to destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. And then that player may
Okay.
search a basic land, just blah, blah, blah. Now,
I might take that out then. But it also said this ability costs one less
right.
to
So
activate.
it's
So
going to
if
be as
Tovolar is
little,
out.
right. If Tovolar's out, it only costs a green.
Okay. So what do you think of that one? Yes, no?
Here's the thing. It's good because it's like having two cards in one. If you're early game and you need the land, then you play the land. If you know that you're playing Jimmy's artifact deck and you're probably going to need to destroy a target artifact at some point,
Yeah.
then you hold it in your hand and wait for the right time to do it. Or
You can
let's
hold
say-
on to it, and when Mark plays any of his decks, you can just take out his.
my enchantments. Yep.
Yeah. But see, that's why I know
It's
we've been
doubling
talking.
cards.
Yeah, I know, like we've been talking about getting my wolves out,
Midnight
and I need to
token.
attack with
Great
my
spell.
wolves, especially
and
with
optional
Tovolar
land.
out. so I can start
Awesome
drawing cards.
Mhm.
But I was also thinking today, like if I had some answers for stuff, maybe it could stop some of my, wolves being tore down. So, okay, so I'll leave that one in there.
Yeah, it's a really good one. And you can use it in ways that you're not thinking about as well. Oh no,
Really?
actually, no, you can't. I
Okay.
thought it was target land and opponent, non-basic land and opponent. I thought it was target non-basic land, but it's one that an opponent controls, so that's no good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could use it maybe to destroy your own land and go fetch
Here.
a land, but yeah.
Maybe I'll just do this. Let's see. Copy. I'll send it to you in a.
Oh, just tell me the first few letters. That's all I need.
Oh, I was going to send you my MTG print.
Oh,
And since it's sent up since it's there, send you the link on it and see if it lets you load your last deck so you can see what I put. And we could discuss it if you wanted to.
yeah, we can. Just how are you gonna get it to me?
Here, I'll just do this.
Coke Chicken. Link.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's not gonna have. That's just gonna be mtgprint.net. That won't show me your stuff
Oh, okay, here.
because I have my own already up. Yeah, that just opens the blank.
There we go.
MTG print.
Magic Regulars. I uploaded the PDF.
Oh, okay. Let's.
Because I've been refreshing it.
I think I do. Hold on. That is a Ken deck. Okay. Let me open
And this way, in
Ken
case you say yes, no on some stuff, I could go live by moving your stream over here.
Hold on a second. Let me desktop capture smart selection. What you're doing here.
Oh yeah, happy Easter, Jimmy.
Yeah, happy Easter, Jimmy.
Happy Easter to everybody as well. How was it?
Pretty
Yeah, it
good,
was
pretty
good.
good.
All right.
I ate way too much.
So
Right.
Chroma's Memorial fixes the problem you had there.
Yes, let me bring
Um,
mine up too. The werewolf, because you know how we were talking about costs and everything, is her backside. Because I know some of my wolves, like they're not too beefy.
So- Wait. Oh, so Tovalar's Mage Hunter is her backside. I see.
Yes, that's why I kind of rearranged it
Mhm.
so the front and back is next to each other.
Like, I guess it's okay.
Well, that's why I wanted to get your opinion. That's why I was putting it together.
She's got no front side abilities and she's expensive. She's a 3/2 for 4. Her backside is okay, but it's only going to fire off as long as it's nighttime. So that to me is a maybe at best.
All right. And then the Silver Heart, because I've seen it in some other decks and everything. He is kind of expensive, but it's the Soul Bound.
Mm-hmm.
I could pick like Tovalar, and then I could pick like Early Breaker or whatever.
No. You pick him and one other creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right. That's
Okay.
fine because it makes him beefy.
What about Friendly Rivalry?
Target creature you control and up to one other target legendary creature you control each deal damage. Yeah, that's a fireball. I mean, that's direct damage. It's always good.
Okay. Herald
And because
Horn.
it's an instant, you can do it after attacks are declared.
Okay. And then sorceries, you said I can only do on my turn, so that's why I put Vandal Blast. Because the overload,
Yeah.
it says I could pay 4 so basically 5 mana, destroy all artifacts on the playfield
Except yours.
that I don't control.
Correct.
And they wrote of return because like that.
Yep.
Any permanent, like artifact or anything, and then Herald's Horn. I was thinking just so it helped me reduce the cost to get some of these wolves out.
Yeah. The good news is it does let you at the top of your upkeep. You can play a creature card if you have the mana. Well, which you should at the beginning of the turn. But
Right.
I'm torn on that one. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Fog. I just put Fog in there because I was like, really? just for 1 green, I could prevent all combat damage, but that prevents everything.
Do you
right?
already have heroic intervention?
In my werewolf deck?
Is your whole deck here? Or is this just the stuff you're looking at swapping
This
in?
is just the proxied.
Okay. Yeah, so tell me if heroic intervention is already in your deck. Oh, it's right next to it.
What?
Heroic intervention.
Yeah, it's right next to fog.
I mean, generally you don't want to prevent combat damage because your stuff's big and burly. I mean, the only way that you would be interested in doing that
In fog.
in fog is if you've done a full swing and you have no blockers and then somebody tries to attack you for a lot.
Alright, hold on.
That would be the only time you would use fog. So it's
Right.
kind of situational.
Okay. Alright, took out fog. And then you said
I'm not saying you should definitely take it out. I'm just trying to make you aware that it is a narrow scope.
right. And then there's the Who Endures, the Sanctuary and Recovery, the Sword.
Novak
I
Latik.
Nova
It's
likes it
defensive.
because it's cheap and defensive. And it is a great spell for 1 green. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying you should take it out. I just want you to keep in mind that it does have a bit of a narrow scope compared to other things.
Right.
The good news is with fog, let's say that I'm playing dragons, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I swing into you with the flyer and you don't have any flyers and I pump a bunch of red into it, give my dragon +1/+1 until end of turn. You can play fog and I've wasted all my mana.
Right.
So I wouldn't say it's a bad card. I just keep in mind it's
Okay.
just
I'll
for a
put it back
specific
in.
thing.
I also, along with that website, that I can look at all equipment. What do you think of Sword and Feast and Famine?
Yeah, it's good.
Because I could, because it says it like if I get it out early, I understand it. I have to deal the damage to the player. So if I
Correct.
have like trample
Trample
or something, I'd have to
or
make it with
unblockable.
trample.
Yep.
Yeah. Then they have to discard a card and you untap all my lands.
Just keep in mind and I'm not saying you can't have a splash of stuff in there, right? But
Mm-hmm.
your deck is not really geared towards equipment,
Right.
and you have to look at the overall cost. Sword of Feast and Famine is very good for what it does,
Yeah.
but it's also basically a 5-drop card, right?
Right.
It's 3 to cast it and then 2 to equip it. So you have quite a few heavy, expensive things. So I don't know.
Midnight
Right.
Token. It'd say it's spot dependent.
Well, that's why I just put it in there.
No,
and that's why I wanted to show you this and go through with it.
Get stronger if
The
See
good
what you
news
thought.
is if you do get it through,
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge boon for you because all your lands are untapped and you can do a lot more in your second main phase.
Right. But the question is, how many of us play with black?
Not a ton, but a lot of us play with green.
Yeah. And then the one that I liked is Chaos Sphere.
Chaos Sphere. Yes. Yes, we talked about this one,
Mm-hmm, that's
which
the enchant
which
world.
would help you. But I was just thinking about this a second ago.
Okay.
Do you have
Novak Latik.
there
I
is
like body and mind for his deck over Feast and Famine.
So I do have my werewolf deck out, ready to be
um,
gone through.
I'm trying to think of the name of it real quick. It's the one when all creatures of a type attack together. Each creature gets +1/+0 for each.
Is
each
that
of the shared-
banding?
No, it's not banding. It's a specific card. It's a red card, 2 red, 2 others, I think. And I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like shared animosity or something like that.
I think I have that one. Hold on.
Let me double check. Is that the name of it? Yes. Wow, I actually remember the name of it. Shared animosity. It's actually 1 red and 2 others.
Let me look for my red card. Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay, you have it in there. Good deal.
Yeah. Because if I could whittle this down, because I was also looking at wolves and werewolves to put back in, just for like cheaper cost and everything. And then we talked about Swiftfoot boots, and then from here down is everything newer I found today.
Okay.
So starting from Goblin War Drums to down.
Nova says sort of body and mind might be better for you.
Sort of body and mind.
Yeah, equipped creature gets +2/+2 to its protection from green and blue. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield, and that player puts the top 10 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
What is it? Sort
Sword
of
of body and mind.
Sword.
So I
Midnight Token.
I think
No
that is
Galactic, I
probably better, however. I would say add it rather than remove the other one, because I do know you have a lot of problems with mana. Unless you get
Right.
So I would have both. So instead of Swiftfoot boots. Oh no, you want Swiftfoot boots. Each attacker and that opponent chooses to block may not be blocked with fewer than 2. So that gives everybody menace. Yeah, that's not bad. Let me look at the Dolmen Gate.
Yeah, because I'm still on the first page of Scryfall.com looking at equipment, and it shows like colored, no colored ones. And I'm still on the first page, so I haven't got anything through there. But I did see Basilisk Collar for wolves. Yes,
Okay.
no?
Yeah, again, you want to watch because now you're adding even more equipment to the deck.
Right.
Now, I will say you do have an interesting combo here that you may not have seen
Okay.
in Goblin War Drums and Familiar Ground.
Goblin War Drums. Yes. Each attacking creature you control that opponent chooses to block may not be blocked with fewer than 2 creatures. I put that there because I thought that was menace.
It is menace. But then read Familiar Ground.
Each creature you control cannot be blocked by more than 1 creature.
So if you get both of those out, your creatures just can't be blocked.
Yeah. That's why I put those in. That's why I said everything down from we started with Goblin down.
Actually, I'm not sure that's true now that I'm thinking about it.
Does it counter each other?
I think it's last in, first out. I think the last one overrides the first one.
So if I were to have both those in my hand, play one, and then if somebody gets rid of that enchantment because they don't like me being able to, stop them from blocking it with, if they don't like that I have menace, let them get rid of that, hold on to the other one, or hope I draw it. Then
I like
play.
Familiar more because he won't have trample.
I think Nova just said I have to check the TTS. I think he said exactly what I was going to say. I would say go with Familiar Ground more than Goblin War Drums because you have trample, and that means that multiple people can't block a trampler and absorb more of the damage. So I would remove Goblin War Drums.
Okay, Goblin War Drums.
Midnight Token. If the overall plan is Swarm the Boga, get rid of Xenagos.
Midnight Token says, if the overall plan is Swarm the board, I get rid of Xenagos.
And then Breakneck
Well,
is for her back.
Xenagos is really good. The goal is giant trampling things.
Yeah.
So Xenagos definitely supports that.
But Breakneck I found in a competition deck, and a couple of them, and I was like, I've never even heard of that one because she's pretty cheap.
That's real good too. Its backside is really good. Yep. Its night side is very, very good. So I would definitely add that one.
Okay. Ancient Grudge is just destroy target artifact with flashback.
So if you want that effect, then drop the Vandal Blast and keep that one.
drop Vandal Blast and keep that one.
You're right, because it's basically 2 cards in once because you got 2 uses of it.
Okay, Vandal Blast.
And the reason that I'm cautioning against this is because you're going to have to take out werewolves to accommodate all these new cards, right?
Oh, I'm not saying I'm gonna put all these in there. It was just to like for the like taking out the Celestis or something. Because I still have to find something to put a Chromas in there, and then I still have to see like what if I change any wolves to get like.
Okay,
Because what I was trying to do was trying to get wolves that gave all my other wolves something.
Right.
Because how we talked about, like, if my commander had trample, then I could send everybody to start letting him let me draw cards. Because sometimes I don't attack because I'm like, oh, everybody else is bigger than me or trample. But if I send stuff that's kind of beefy a little bit.
Yeah, but you have so many cards here. So I don't understand why you would
why I would have went overboard
a little bit, maybe.
Well, that's why I wanted to get your opinion on it and see if we could just dwindle it down.
Yeah, so Vanquisher's Banner is good, but it's expensive.
Right.
I would say probably not, because you already have other cards that do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So 3 visits definitely get rid of, and I'm going to tell you a different card to do instead.
3 visits.
I was
thinking if I could get it down to like just maybe like replace like a couple of my werewolves that are like still like 3 or 4 mana, but are like weak and don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Is what I started doing today after we talked. I was like, okay, get different werewolves.
What you want instead is called Traverse the Outlands instead of the 3.
Traverse.
It's 1 green and 4 others. Search your library for up to X basic land cards where X is the greatest power among the creatures you control.
Okay.
Put all of them onto the battlefield tapped. So if you've got a werewolf that's 7/6 and you cast this, then you're going to search for 7 basic lands and put them onto the...
Nova Galactique.
Yeah.
Traverse is so good.
I can't think of any ramp up besides the one I have. So that one. Ren in 7.
Its text is so small. Hold on. Yeah. Let me zoom in because I'm old. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all land cards in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. That's not great. Put any number of land cards from your hand on the battlefield tapped. Create a dream. No. Probably not. You have enough going on that trying to get a separate win condition with Ren and 7 is probably going to be too much. I would say no on that one. It does have a cool... It does have a cool win.
Just the like no ability was just leave him out, but then I have to do something, right? You'd want
to keep going for the +1, and then that means you're going to be putting cards
token,
you need in your
fall deck. Sure.
in your graveyard that you need to play. Okay. On the off chance that you can get him, keep him alive for 4 turns, and on the 4th turn, fire off the -8. So I wouldn't do that personally.
Okay. Plus, I was just trying to see, like, while we're going through this, what you thought of my research and everything. We're thinking, like you said, it's fun to pick. Snakeskin Veil, put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
Yeah, of course, Nova. Sorry, go ahead.
The next one is Snakeskin Veil, put a +1/+1 on target creature. It gains hexproof until end of turn.
So,
or a 1-banger. I was thinking, like, if somebody were to attack it.
So I think if you want a counter, instead you should look at it's in my deck. Hold on, I gotta find it real quick. It is
Skin Veil. Be gone.
I know it starts with a B, and I'm just blanking on the name because it starts with a B. Oh, I'm wrong. It's a D. Deflecting SWAT.
You doing deck construction? What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm helping him-
These are
helping him with
cards
his
I
deck.
was looking at.
If you're gonna look at some, rather than give your thing hexproof and the +1/+1, I would say deflecting SWAT is
Deonosaur.
better.
If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana. You may choose new targets for target spell or ability.
So, in other words, if somebody tries to use a spell that destroys target creature and it targets your current commander, you instead just deflect it back on their commander and they destroy their own commander. As an example.
So I would only pay the red.
Well, no. If you have your if you have Tovolar out, you pay nothing.
Yeah.
It's free.
Oh. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in to get rid of one of my other instances. Because that's what I was trying to do. I was like, okay, what could I do to beef up some of my guys? Maybe gain a little bit beefier. Because like if somebody takes out Burly Breaker, or if somebody takes out that one that gives me, X amount because of hands, if I were to get some more cheap wolves in there or werewolves
No.
that were
He only has red and green. No white.
that was like fives or something, because there's one that turns into a 7, and I have to go through my list since I didn't update it. Which one? Where are we down to?
So I would say no to Snarling Wolf and no to Hanweir Watchkeep.
Even because of his back?
Yeah, especially because of his back.
Base of Hanwar attacks each turn if able.
Right, meaning you have no choice. You must attack with him every turn. And sometimes you really don't want to do that, depending on the board state.
Okay, so you said no to Snarling. Let me go up. No to Snarling. No to Hanwar. Update. Grizzled Outcasts.
No. I mean, I get his backside is a 7/7, but man, he's got no.
All right. Tormented Pariah.
At the beginning of each upkeep, give them. Oh no, so no front side, no backside. He's just a 6/4.
Yeah.
Nah, you've got beefier stuff in your deck now that does stuff at those levels.
Unvalen Walled Mystics and Primordials for backside. She just has Regenerate, and she's a 5/5.
For 4?
Yeah.
That's like a maybe if you find something worse in your deck to take out.
Which I'm not even sure if I have.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, after we retooled it last time, I wouldn't think you have a lot of bad werewolves at this point.
Involved. All right. And then I was like looking at if I had some answers. So Cathartic Pyre. I actually went back and looked at old decks to find some of these. This is from Innistrad.
I mean,
I looked at some of these.
This doesn't really give you an answer, and I'm going to say why. Okay. Yes, if somebody's attacking with a small creature, okay, you could kill it before it does damage to you, or you could do 3 damage to a planeswalker, I suppose.
Okay.
But that second one
is gone.
That second one, if you don't have 2 cards, then it's a dead card in your hand.
Okay. Pax Betrayal. And raise the effigy.
All right, Pax Betrayal is not an answer. That's just a straight up kind of FU card. I'm not telling you shouldn't do it. I am telling you it's not exactly the focus of your deck.
Right.
But it is in and of itself kind of an answer. Because if somebody's attacking you with a really big creature, you could gain control of it and smack them back with it.
Yeah.
So that's a maybe. Raise the effigy. You already have a bunch of artifact hate in the deck. You don't need any more.
All right, let's see. Where is it? Where is the effigy? I'll take out Rays and a pack. Bounding Wolf.
It's just a 3/2
Just a wolf
for
with
3
reach.
with reach and flash. The problem is it's almost assuredly going to die
Yes.
because let's say
How weak it
somebody's
is.
yeah, because of how weak it is. So I don't think that's a good addition.
All right. Howl of the Hunt. I think this was to try to beef it up.
No, so what this actually is for is you've done a full swing, right?
Okay.
You have no more you have no defenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy goes to attack you with a 20/20 or let's say it's a 3/3 artifact.
Okay.
And you've got a 2/2 that's tapped. You play this after he declares attackers. You flash it onto one of your creatures. It untaps it and gives it +2/+2 and vigilance until end of turn.
Okay.
That's not bad.
But it's not the way I was thinking.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, you can play it on your turn too, but I mean,
But I can't untap it on my turn.
no, you can untap it on your turn. So basically, if you're going to use it on your turn, you'd declare attackers. You wait till blockers are declared, and let's say it's a creature with trample, right? But let's say it's a 3/3, and Jimmy has a 4/4, and he declares he's going to block with the 4/4. Well, then you can flash it in, and it untaps it, even though it tapped to attack. It untaps it and gives it +2/+2. So now your guy will survive, and you'll do 1 point of damage to Jimmy as well, triggering other things you have. So that's not a bad card. It's just another very kind of specific use case.
Okay. I'll pass on that one.
And no to hammer and
I know.
no to parallel lives.
No to hammer. Yeah, because it's not a Voltron deck.
Right. If you were going to
No
do
parallel lives.
and you're not focusing on doubling tokens at all, really.
Right.
So that's just taking up space. And if you were going to do it, I would say doubling season, not parallel lives, because doubling season does both tokens. So like the +1/+1 tokens and is good for your planeswalkers also.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad that we did that because now if I were to go back through it, I have a Chroma's Memorial, the Shaman, or would I have to send it to you again?
I still say that the Shaman is really like
Gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Your creatures are pretty good right now. I will admit the Wolfir Silverheart that's probably pretty good.
Okay, so Chroma's Memorial, keep that, keep the Silverheart, keep Asceticism,
Keep friendly rivalry.
Road of Return. Because we talked about that. So if
recursion,
some,
recursion's good, and putting your commander into your hand is good.
because like you said, if I were to say, like my turn, okay, like my commander's been killed 3 times.
Yeah.
That's what now, like 7 mana I have to pay.
Right, additional.
If I didn't have it, if I only had the 2 green, I could play the sorcery and be like, in a response, if nobody says, "Oh, I have a response to stop that sorcery," then I could take my commander, and if I had enough mana, that was like enough mana to bring him out, I only have to pay his cost, not the 7, right? So if he's dead,
so let's back up. Don't worry about responses. You pay this. You put him back in your hand.
yes,
You only have to pay the 3.
okay, that's why I
Whatever's-
put that in there.
Whatever's printed on his casting cost. I still think you're going to have a problem finding slots for all these cards.
Yes, okay. So let's take out Road.
And you're taking out Vandal Blast also because, well, I mean,
Yes.
Road's not a bad choice because it gives you recursion, which your deck is lacking. Getting stuff back from the graveyard, always good. And the use you said there. I just don't know off the top of my head what you take out to put it in.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'd have to like go through it. Harold's Horn.
I personally say no.
Harold.
If you want me to make a decision on it, I would say no.
Yeah,
Like it's,
because I'm trying to learn like how to add stuff, and that's why I'm getting your opinion on everything. Heroic Intervention.
I mean, heroic intervention is very good, especially if, for example, somebody tries to board wipe, says destroy all creatures.
Yeah.
Heroic intervention is a counter to that in green.
Okay. The Land for Who Endures. I think I'm good on land.
So it's land. That means you'd have to reduce the number of snow-covered land by 1. And I think you have like 18, so that's fine.
Well, this is for the werewolf, not the samurai.
Oh. How many basic greens do you have?
I don't know. I had to take out 1 to put some of the new lands in. That's why I was like, I don't know if I should take out any of the new lands that you helped
as
set
long
up.
as you've got like at least 6, you're fine.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think I have
So
more than that.
take a green out and put that in. That's fine.
Okay. Recovery and Sanctuary.
No, recovery is the backside. Oh. I mean, again, take a green out and put this in instead. And if you really need the recovery, then it's there for you.
Okay. The Sword of Feast and Famine.
I mean, if you're gonna do it.
But that's why I said, not a lot of us play with black. That's what I was going to say. How many people play with black? Because the
a lot of
Chroma's
people play
Memorial,
back, just not a lot in the pod.
Yeah, because even a Chroma's is protection from black and red.
Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say is, what do you think is more important to you? Generating more wolves?
Getting my wolves beefy to send them out.
Well, okay, but
because I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to now. Because after a couple times I don't attack because I'm like, oh, now everything's bigger than some of the wolves I have.
So, again, I'll ask, what's more important, having more land or having more wolves?
I guess land to do stuff.
I don't know. I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm asking you what's more important to you. Is it having more wolves?
I think me is to have
beefier?
more wolves or wolf tokens.
So then if that's the case,
way I have more answers.
Then if you're going to add this, add the Sword of Life and the one we talked about before instead of the Feast or Famine.
Body and mind.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Feast and Famine.
Yeah, body and mind. That's it.
And then the Chaos Sphere I put in there because of your dragons.
I mean, it is good that you have a second card that addresses flying. So I would keep that.
Because I think the only other one I have is that arching werewolf. And then instead of the shroud backpack, not the shroud backpack or costume.
Yeah.
The one that Daniel has, that's only until end of turn.
Yeah, but the unblocking part, the unblockable part is not till end of turn. That's why it's so good.
Mommy.
Okay, hold on. Where was it? Oh, bring up MTG. What was it called again?
I think it's the Silver Shroud Cloak or something like that.
Silver Shroud. Costume. Yeah, it's Flash.
Yeah.
It's a 2-banger with 3 equipped. When Silver Shroud costume enters the battlefield, attaches to target creature you control. This creature gains Shroud until end of turn. Oh, okay. I didn't see that last part. Equipped creature can't be blocked.
And you don't have to pay its equip cost, which is ridiculous.
What do you mean I don't have to?
You flash it in, so you declare an attacker with your biggest guy, right?
Okay.
And then directly after you declare attackers, but before blockers are declared, you flash this in. It auto equips to the creature you want it to. You don't have to pay its equip cost.
So I would say I'm initiating combat like we usually do. And then as soon as I say that, I say also I'm flashing this in.
No. You say I attack with Beastbreaker Bango, whatever his name is. And then in response to my declaration of attack with Beastbreaker Bango, I will flash in Silver Shroud costume.
Oh, okay.
Because then he can't be blocked. And then no one can assign blockers to him.
Silver Shroud.
You could do it during your main phase too. Doesn't matter really, in all honesty.
Okay, I got that in there. So leave Swiftfoot boots and everything. Or take out Swiftfoot boots.
I would take out. You have plenty of other hexproof options in your deck, so I would just put the Silver Shroud, because then it does hexproof and... Or better yet, you declare the attacker and somebody tries to destroy your creature. In response, you flash in the costume and it suddenly has hexproof.
Okay. Dolmen Gate.
I mean, it is very good,
but not necessary. Okay. That's gone.
I would put it on the maybe list. If you can really find something to take out, put it in.
Yeah. Well, I was just getting these just in case. I was like, okay, after like getting back into my worlds, I'm like, I really don't like this card. Or if I absolutely think I need an answer, then I'm like, okay, this one goes.
Right.
This one comes in.
Right. So I would keep it on the maybe list. You have lots of other ways to get trample, but for the cost, I don't think Primal Rage is a bad thing.
Okay. So it said Primal Rage. Keep that one, okay. Familiar Ground.
Yeah, I would keep it.
The Werewolf, Breakneck Rider.
Yeah, he's actually really good.
The God.
So,
explain to me how that goes, because I questioned that.
Okay, so
because you were telling me if I had
this one,
like 4 people out and they all have red green, that's more than the 7.
No,
along with Tovolar.
No, so let's say you had Breakneck Rider out, and let's say you had Familiar Ground and Primal Rage out.
Okay,
right. So if you count the colored mana in their mana costs,
that's
1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's how you. Now, if you play Xenagos, then it would be 5, 6, right?
Right.
But that's still not enough for him to be a creature. But that doesn't mean you don't get the effects. He's just not a creature. He's an enchantment at that point.
And it said at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets XX until end of turn, where X is that creature's power.
Right. So if you've got your 7/6 burly blocker dude, you can give him plus 7/7
on top of that.
And does it say trample? No, and haste on top of that. So he'd be a 14, 13.
Yeah. So I'd have an answer for somebody, for some of your guys' bigger stuff.
But that is for only one creature. There is an option for that Midnight Token was suggesting before. There's a card called Overrun, which used to be very, very popular, and I used to run all the time, that you might consider instead. Overrun is a 5-cost sorcery. Creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample until end of turn.
Well, because I'm still trying to keep my mana cost down.
Yeah. So I just want to present you as an option that's for all of your creatures versus one of them. But this is also a one-time use, whereas the god is every turn.
Midnight
Right.
token.
It's the same cost as the god.
Now my thing is, does he become an indestructible creature?
No, yeah, he's indestructible, period. Whether he's a creature or enchantment, he's indestructible.
Now, what happens to him when he becomes a creature?
He just becomes a creature, 6/5 indestructible creature, as opposed to a indestructible enchantment.
But do I still get his?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he's at, whether he's an enchantment or he's a creature, you get the ability regardless.
And since it's indestructible, nobody could take him out with unless it's a negative, right? A negative or banish. I mean, sacrifice or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like if they have
sacrifice or exile would work.
But not the negative.
I think indestructible even trumps the negatives. I'm looking up the ruling.
Got it, bud.
Midnight token. Or Pathbreaker IBX as repeatable.
I see it. I make a fun chewy. Like on my bed. Bunny is the world.
Get my stone stuff.
That's not you.
So yes, if it gets to 0 toughness from -X counters, it will die even if it's indestructible.
Okay.
So sacrificing and or
Negative counter.
Yep. But again, remember, you can't really program for the exception all the time.
Right.
Because that's one deck out of the decks that everybody plays that has that effect in it.
Yeah.
Midnight
So
token.
then Ancient Grudge,
No
Fog.
Galactique. Or Exile.
Yeah, we already talked about exile. One second.
Yeah, I looked at the Pathbreaker Ibex. It's a goat.
Yeah, Overwhelming Stampede is actually still the same cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sorcery until end of turn. Creatures you control gain trample and +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
Yeah.
That's for all your creatures. So if you have a 7/7 on the board, they're going to get all your creatures are going to get +7/+7. That's kind of a win condition.
Yeah.
So,
Or Midnight said Pathbreaker Ibex. He's a 6. He's a 4 other 2 trees. Whenever Ibex attacks, creatures you control gain trample and get that.
yeah,
But he's kind of weak to get to. So that doesn't matter if he dies. I could just send him out just to get the ability.
you could, but then if somebody kills him, that's why maybe the sorcery might be a better option. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Now, if you make him unblockable every time he attacks,
Right.
right? So if you put the Silver Shroud on the Ibex, but then it's goats and werewolves. And if you're okay with that, great. If you want to stick to only werewolves, because I know you have a thing about that, maybe,
Yeah.
then the Overwhelming Stampede might be the better option. Or the God.
Yeah.
He can be, you can
I put
probably,
Overwhelming Stampede in,
okay.
except for that. And then we have the Rainbow Sword, which is Sword and Body and Mind.
Yeah, that's the
Fog.
one we said if you're going to do that, and
Yeah.
not Sword of Feast of Hammer.
Yeah, I took out the other sword.
Okay.
And then traverse the Outland, search the library for X basic land cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures
Mhm.
you control. But that could be kind of a hindrance, because then what if I get that and I have the dude that's nighttime beefy because of all the cards in everybody's hands? I play that, couldn't I kill myself with that?
No, that's coming from your library, not your hand. Search your library.
Yeah, but it
for
says where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
Right. So let's say that you've got a 14 creature and you
Okay.
play that. You're going to go search your library for 14 basic lands and put them into the battlefield tapped
Oh,
from
okay,
your
okay.
library. So that's actually helping you because it's thinning out the
It's a
lands in
ramp.
your deck. Yeah. Well, it's not just a ramp, but it's also thinning out the lands in your deck so that you're likely to draw more werewolves. Because that's 14 less basic lands in your deck that you have to worry about drawing now. Plus,
Okay.
they're all on the field.
Right. And I might take out a sorcery that I have, because that one might be better, because that's a ramp. Well, kind of, yeah. And then deflecting swat, road of return.
Yeah, and if you can only find 13, then you find 13. You just fail to find any more.
Yeah. And then overwhelming stampede. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to put all these in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get maybe some answers or more protection.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Something that I could do. So, okay, I'm not replacing any creatures.
All right,
except
Nova,
for
do you have a
Breakneck
link
Rider.
to your deck? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remove this and redo it
Mhm.
here.
Well, thank you for going through that. Now,
Yeah, of course.
I will leave this alone. I'll download this now. So I have it. Because I think it was Jimmy J that told me about
Keycap
MTG
star.
print.
Keycap
Oh,
star.
That's why I went to it.
Nova,
Keycap star.
put it in the Magic discussion if you would, because you have to be a mod to paste in here. Sorry. Do his wolves get stronger if there are more wolves on the field?
I do
There
have
are some cards that do that for him, yes.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about something in specific? He's got Door of Destinies in there, I believe. I believe you do, don't you?
No, I took it out before I sent you the link.
Oh, why?
Okay. Door.
Because that specifically makes all of your werewolves stronger just for having them on the field. For having cast
Door
them.
of Destinies. As Door of Destinies enters the field, choose a creature type, werewolf. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a charge counter on Door of Destinies. Creatures you control of the chosen type get 1/1 for each charge on the door.
The sword won't make them any stronger, but Door of Destinies will.
Yeah.
Well, only if you choose wolves, actually, because those are wolves that come on.
Every time you play one, it just buffs them by one.
Every time you cast one for Door of Destinies, it's a specific
Nova
wording.
Galactique. I posted
Yeah, it says
it.
whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type. So would I say human werewolves then?
No, I would probably just say werewolves. The
Just
wolves,
werewolves?
the wolves won't get the bonus.
Yeah. Because
But-
I know there's like shaman werewolves,
Yeah.
rogue werewolves.
Well, it's
stuff like
mainly
that.
werewolves or just human, or it's that one descriptor. If it's
Okay, token death. Oh, this sounds right up my alley. All right, let me see what we got here. Let me snip this and add it to this screen so we can look at it together here. Desktop capture, smart selection. We'll put it up here. We'll make it bigger, and then we'll put it behind me. There we go. Okay. All right, so your commander is Combo Profiteering Mayor. Whenever one or more tokens enter battlefield under control, for each of them to create a tapped token that's a copy of it. Triggers only once each turn. Okay. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. I'm a fan of this because that is the win condition for food and fellowship as well.
Yeah, just what you needed.
Elspeth creates 1/1 white soldier creature token. That's always good. Got some
Novak
recursion.
Lactique. Free tokens you make and death when I make them.
Free tokens you make and death when I make them. Yes. Yes. If you don't have the bat in here for this, I would definitely recommend the bat, which I will get to after I'm done looking at the list. I lost the list. There it is. Okay. Of course, you've got Liliana in there for more token generation. Whenever a token dies, you draw a card. That's fantastic. Good. You do have Academy Manufacturer in here. That was going to be one I'd recommend. Adeline. Oh, she's got Myriad. So she's got Myriad.
I saw that on another card I was looking at. What is that?
So basically what happens is, let's say that it's a 4-player game. You, me, Nova, and Jimmy Julius.
Okay.
If I have a creature with Myriad and I declare an attack on Nova, it's going to create a copy of that creature tapped and attacking each one of you. So 1 for Jimmy Julius, 1 for Ken, and then the original for Nova.
The creature you're attacking with, or
Yes. It will have the keyword
wow.
Myriad on it, which this was before Myriad was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. In fact, Nova, slight side note, my BFF Dan has a Myriad deck where the tokens never go away, and then he's got token doublers as well, so it just creates copies of copies of copies that are all tapped into attacking, and then the tokens never go away, which is hilarious. Which I think fits your color combination also, just FYI. Let me check. What is he
Novak
called?
Lactique. Bonk. That would be insane.
Brain. The what is he? He's not the doctor, he's the master. The master. Is it transcendent or multiplied? I'll tell you in a minute. Nope, not that one. It's multiplied. The master multiplied. Oh, he's not your color combination. Damn. Yep. But I think Daleks are. And Daleks have Myriad. Which one is the one? Yeah. I don't know if you have this one in there, but you should really look at it, because you're going to get things coming and going. When you're done with the attack, you exile them at the end of combat. Oh, that won't support the dying, actually. But you'll have token creation, which is good. And if you're doing token doublers, which I think you're going to be, then that might be a way to do that. Agent. Yeah.
Midnight Token. If you have sack outlets, then the Myriad is still great.
Yeah, if you have and it looks like he does. What's his cost? Man, I hate this site. I stay off this site mainly because the ads are always really annoying and it never shows me.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't see how much he costs now. Let me shrink him down just so I can get the ad out of the way there. Okay. Baron Greywater. Okay. He's decent cost. Yeah. Sacrifice another creature or artifact to draw a card. That's very good. Benny Brack, Zoologist. Well, he's not that expensive. Okay. Good. Yep. Drana's Emissary. Okay. Let me look if the bat's here. I don't. Oh, it is. You got it. Okay. Because I was going to say, this is actually one of the few so far that I've seen that really doesn't. I mean, it pings your opponents, but it's not great for the rest of it. So this is a maybe replace. Drana's Emissary. In fact, Jimmy Julius knows what I'm about to say. Yeah, you don't have a roaming throne in here. I would replace this with a roaming throne.
Say that's your favorite card.
It is probably, you're not wrong. It's one of my favorite cards of all time.
I don't blame it. I don't blame you because it's a good card, but I'm just saying.
Because you have so many triggered abilities in this deck already, and it's going to duplicate them. I mean, you do have a lot of humans. I think the real issue is when you play it, you're going to have to look at your board state to figure out if you have more humans or if you have more vampires. Oh, even your commander is a human. Yeah, see, he's a vampire. He's an elf. He's a human. He's none of the above. It's vampire, angel. I don't know. Roaming Throne might not be the best then, to be honest. Because you're a little all over the place as to what type of creature types. It might not actually be the best. But I would still say that...
Probably better than the card it's replacing, though, for it. Or no?
Right.
No,
and so if humans are the
make
main...
tokens, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What? Yeah, make tokens. Right. But if you were saying if most of your stuff was one type of creature, I'd say Roaming Throne is the way to go, but actually I would say it's not. But I'd still earmark Drana's Emissary. I think that can be replaced with something else. Death Touch, whenever another creature in the middle of control, you gain 1 life. When another creature you control dies, lose 1 life. In fact, you know what I would replace Drana's Emissary with? I would replace Drana's Emissary with... a Soul Warden. When another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Bob's your uncle. I think that's more useful than the tiny flyer that just pings for 1 every turn. Where'd she go? Drana's Emissary. Yeah, she's a 2/2 flyer. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on her. When she dies, create X tokens. Yep. Marry Angel. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that includes her, so that's nice. So this might be another one you might want to rethink. Only because it's only when non-token creatures die. And most of your creatures are going to be token creatures. So that means that you're going to have to be attacking with your actual creatures with her in order to put +1/+1 counters on them in order to get the effect of them dying and etc. So that's a maybe for me also. Devour is great with tokens. Oh, too bad it's only a Devour 1. But still, it's funny. You can have him Devour 10 and he'll get +10/+10. Yep, that's real good. That's real good. Oh, you have Forge. I'm so jelly. Now, I will say, let's say you do decide to put Roaming Throne in, right? And you choose humans for Roaming Throne to copy. Ward is a triggered ability. So if they wanted to target Forge with a spell, they would have to sacrifice 2 creatures because of Roaming Throne. Just FYI. Whenever one or more players sacrifice one or more creatures.
Novag Lactique.
Nice.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, Forge is really good for Academy Manufacturer because even if you're sacking creatures, you're creating treasure tokens, and then you're going to be creating all 3 all 3 tokens, etc., etc. Yes. So this is a questionable choice for me, and I want to talk through why. And by the way, Nova, you're more than welcome to jump in the Discord and talk to us.
Novag Lactique. I'm not set on grey merch.
So the funny part is your tokens don't contribute to devotion at all. And she's such an expensive card that I'm like, I see where you're going with it, but I'm not sure. I almost think you get more bang for the buck with a different card. And here in a minute, I'm going to pull out my Food and Fellowship to see what I have in black and white in order to maybe talk about replacements for some of these. Excuse me.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
So, yeah, Grey Merchant was just like, I thought my zombie tokens counted as black. So I was like, okay, if I'm getting some zombies out, then maybe this is worth.
Yeah, I wish. No, sadly.
Okay, that's good to know.
Headless Rider has the same problem as the other one we were talking about, is only non-token zombies die. Then you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
I only put this in there because I have a friend that plays this card, and he uses it more like... If he doesn't have a blocker, he'll just use it to block because he knows he's going to get another token out. And I just thought, oh, it dies, it creates a token, I get a trigger off the token.
Okay. Heliod, God of the Sun. Okay. I'm guessing... Oh, nope. Oh, you do have him in here. Okay. Yep. Well, you know what, though? You only have one in here. So Helios is okay.
Okay.
He gives everybody vigilance, which is great, sure. But where is that deck? 1 second. There's another white Phyrexian god that is, I think, one more, and he's an indestructible token doubler. Give me 1 second, I'll find him.
Yep.
Is it a creature?
Yeah, it's a creature.
Looking for Elish Norn, Mother of Machines.
No, it's a white Phyrexian god.
Oh, I have that in my deck. 1 second. I have my
Yeah.
deck right now.
I have it too. I just couldn't find it.
Happy Easter, Shank.
Happy Easter, Shank.
Thank you, sir.
Also, happy Easter, Jimmy Julius.
Yeah, same to everybody. Sorry, I'm.
Happy Hide the Eggs Day.
Yeah. I hit him good. I hit him.
Also
good, I
to you
didn't
too,
find
Nova.
Thank you. Happy Easter, everyone.
I hit him so hard I can't find them. I don't think they exist.
PhyrexianGod.exe has stopped responding.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him. Here we go. Mondrak Glory Dominus. He's a four. He's the exact same cost.
Yeah, that's what I got. The same one. I just found it as you did.
Yeah. He's a 4/4 indestructible. Well, okay, I take that back. He's a 4/4 token doubler.
Yeah.
But if you pay 1 white or 2 white and 1 other, or pay 4 life and 1 other, and sack 2 other artifacts and/or creatures you control, you can put an indestructible counter on him.
Oh, that's great. I'll have so many creatures, and I'll be making life, so it won't matter.
Right, and sacking them does things for you. So I would highly
Yes.
recommend this
Got it.
over Heliod.
Okay.
Heliod Sun Crown. Yeah, no, I really like Heliod Sun Crown. He's good. Knight Captain. Eos. Okay. Whew, he
That
really
was more of a
expensive.
fog. That was just more for the fog thing, because I could just once he's out, he's making a token, and then I pay 1, and I can prevent all combat damage.
Yeah, nope. I think
That's assuming I don't have anything. But
right. Markwood Bats is going to be the one that I was going to say you have to have in the deck.
100%.
Yeah, she's really annoying. I was going to suggest she be in there too.
She is annoying.
She's super annoying. I'm going to ask why you put him in there.
Because I think he's funny.
Okay.
No other reason.
Okay.
He can be easily replaced.
Okay.
At first, I was looking for landfall and seeing how to trigger damage with landfall, and I never went back and re-examined him.
Because I mean, do you have a Cathar's Crusade in here?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, did you say a Catheters Crusade?
No, a Cathar's Crusade.
Oh.
Cathars.
I was going to say, damn, I missed the Nurse's Nightmare pre-con.
Cathar's Crusade is an enchantment that it's a 5 cost enchantment.
You just called
Whenever,
it Catheters.
no, I said Cathar's. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on every creature you control.
Oh my god, yeah, that's definitely going in there, and I just removed the other guy.
I mean, because
Yeah.
I mean that over Ob Nicholas any day. Okay, let me get back to Ob Nicholas here. Odratak, yep. I was gonna say you have to have this one because he's a token tripler. Oltec Matter Weaver, yes. Oh, so dumb. I want this card. I'm gonna get this card for my artifact.
I'm hoping I pull it from my box sets I get.
Yeah.
Which card?
Card. No, there's nothing to see here.
No,
We'll just
don't
move
worry
on.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
move
good.
on.
Nice how it is.
It's called Alltech Matter Weaver. It's a brand new card that's going in my set soon. It's whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one, create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token, or create a token that's a copy of a target artifact token you control.
It's called what? Alltech what?
Alltech Matter Weaver.
Alt or Alltech?
OLT.
Alltech.
So with an O.
That starts with an O?
Yeah.
Yes, OLTEC.
Ravenous is just a sack outlet. The
And,
plays that
but
can
that's
sack
only
stuff
if you
with
have
people.
zombies. Which,
Oh, I'm misreading that.
Alltech Matter Weaver, you said?
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
I didn't fully read that. I missed the zombies.
Let me see what I've got here. Oh, for the amount of, well, we can talk about that in a minute. Hold on. I'm looking to see if there's anything like specifically for these colors that I've got in. Oh yeah, we'll have to talk about that too. You know what I didn't see that you should definitely have in here? Agent of the Iron Throne. That's what I'd replace the Ravenous Rotbelly with. It's a Lord of the Rings. Yep, there it is. Agent of the Iron Throne. He's a 3-cost black. Commander creatures you own have whenever an artifact or creature you control is put in a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life.
There it is. I found it. I put it in, but I couldn't find where it was at. I got it. That's good. Huh.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so that we'll play it. Okay, Soul's Attendant. Yeah, see, you already had Soul 1 in here, so now you can have 2 of them, right? So
Yep.
I would definitely, swap that other one out with it.
I mean, one more down. Same thing.
Yep. Oh, that's even better. Yeah. No, Suture Priest is good too. Yep. Vadmir New Blood.
No rhyme or reason. Just I like the way he looked.
Okay.
And
Fair.
he'll have Menace Lifelink.
Fair. Hey, there's nothing wrong with jank. I'm all here for jank and flavor.
Yeah, some of the cards that I had on the MTG, I was going through picking like the cool kids, part of it.
The Western themed cards got me, man. I'm just like, they're all cool.
Yeah.
So West Tech Tyrant, I would replace with Lotho Corrupt Sheriff. Let me pull up Lotho here for you. It's LO.
Oh, that is much better. Because
Yeah.
we'll get multiple triggers off of that.
Yep. And the best part is, yeah, exactly.
He's 2 mana. Like,
Yep.
okay.
Um,
I did not get rid of
okay,
this
Alan Reels.
sideboard.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to you the same thing I talked to Ken about. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Debt to the Deathless, right? Very straightforward card. But do you want to win by theme and mechanic, or do you just want to win?
Okay, so I'll tell you why I put this in the card. Because I had this sub theme after I realized how much life gain I could get
Uh-huh.
of shooting that 50 damage at someone.
Right.
So I put those 2 specific cards in there to gain 50 life, potentially to do that.
Okay.
Which is why that card went in there.
Okay.
No other, it doesn't fit thematically with the tokens, but I was like, oh,
That's why
I may get to a point where I have 50 damage and I could get another 50 potentially and kill 2 people.
That's why I was asking what was more important to you.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Destroy text creature, get 2 life, fumigate, destroy all creatures. Yeah, oh, that's very good. Of course, Akroma's Will. Of course, Dark Ritual.
McDaddy.
Dawn Charm. What's up, MacDaddy? How you doing, man? Rental came in. Yep. Dawn Charm. Fake your own death.
And I'm not opposed to removing some of these instants. I just
deck building.
The cards that you're used to seeing, I throw in everything, and then I start taking out as I.
Yep.
Fourth is hilarious.
Okay, so I have a card for you. The problem is it's an instant that needs to go in your deck. The problem is I don't know the name of it, so I'm gonna have to find it. MTG.
What's it do?
It creates a human soldier token for each creature you control.
It's an instant?
Yeah. And it's white. It's only white. Color.
And I would just like to apologize about something today, Mark. Sorry, we didn't get to play Magic, but at least we're talking about Magic.
It's all good. That's what this is for, right? It's like
I started a rabbit hole.
We can play or we can do this. I'm happy either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, this is going to be alphabetical.
Did Sunday Streamer tech support turn into Sunday Magic tech support?
Well, if you look at the name, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, that's what it's called today? Oh, okay.
That's what it's called every Sunday. Sunday Streamer / Magic tech support.
So, really, this is tech support behind the scenes, because in a real tech support office, we'd all be sitting around playing Magic waiting for somebody to call with a problem.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
It's a holiday. We would just let the lines ring.
Facts.
That's right.
You just ignore it.
That's right. we're all at quote church.
We're off at 2.
Do that at my job because I work at a school. There are certain people that you just don't want to deal with their problems because their monitor is off and they say their computer's broke, and I really don't want to walk all the way over there just to turn their monitor on.
No,
I know when I was working at the cell phone company, we had people calling before we opened up at 8. We were like, nope. Or they would call after we're closed. Nope. Before 8 and after 5, we don't answer phones.
Oh, Visions of Glory?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it's correct.
Create 1/1 white human token for each creature you control?
Yes.
And that's flashback?
Yep.
That's a dirty card. What the heck?
That's why I'm like, that must be in your deck, because that is sick.
That is the dirtiness.
So, this card, or the Debt to the Deadless, goes crazy with the new sword. Whenever you get there.
Let me hop back. Yep, that'll do it. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. So that's definitely an
Ooh, I
instant.
like that equipment. What was that one called?
Sword of
Wealth and power.
Sword of Wealth and Power. Which is not
I
going
had that in my deck. I had that in
not
my
out
deck.
yet.
I took it out.
It's not
you
out.
know,
I think you took a different one. This is not out yet.
This is not
Oh,
out
I had
yet.
a different sword then. That was
Yeah.
for
Oh,
something
are
else.
are you allowing proxy cards that's not in yet?
No, this is
No,
a deck I'm
He's gonna
preparing
build.
for when they come
Yeah.
out.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna get everything I can before it comes out, and then hopefully pull the other ones.
I'm a big fan of Ink Shield, by the way.
Yeah, I think that will go good in this deck.
In McDaddy. Campbell is gonna be funny against Dockside plays.
Oh wow.
I would probably, man, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'd replace allied reinforcements with that.
Through. Okay. Move that to sideboard.
Aetherflux Reservoir, Arcane Signet, Bolus's Citadel because you don't like yourself. I get it. Punches my
I actually was like, I don't know how to gain life, and after he did it to us, I was like, that seems like a great way to gain life.
Yeah, it is a great way to gain life. Yes.
I couldn't find the angels because I was looking for an angel that gained life because I remember somebody playing it, and I was like, I don't know which angel it is, and I don't feel like looking for it.
Black creature spells cost one less cast. Yep, that's great. Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp for tokens. Yeah, absolutely. Soul Ring, Sword of World of Power, Thought Vessel, of course. The Winter Veil Drain, absolutely. Whip of Erebor was a
McDaddy.
bad person.
Bowler's Etherflux is spicy.
So
McDaddy. Just need a draw engine.
And that's what I'm not seeing in here. Yeah, so Drana's Emissary. We're gonna replace that with a card called what is it called? Might of the Meek? No, what is it? What is it called?
Witch Clamp? Skull Clamp, Mac Daddy? Yeah, the whole deck makes tokens, so it should be easy to use Skull Clamp.
Is it bad that I remember like all the
McDaddy.
text and I
Yeah,
don't remember
and in
the
black
actual
you have the best tutors.
name of the card?
So you're remembering the important part.
Yeah.
This is the text. What it does.
McDaddy. So getting Clamp 1 TB hard.
Draft Sim actually usually has really good stuff on
Yeah,
this.
I've been
Yeah,
liking
there it
this
is.
stuff.
Mentor of the Meek. Whenever another creature, including tokens, with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 to draw a card.
Okay.
That sets up your draw engine for when you generate a token, you draw a card. Generate a token, draw a card.
Good. Then Skull Clamp the token and draw 2 more.
Yep.
And then if I have Denethor on the field, it dies and I can create another one.
Okay, so that's good. Anointed Procession, of course. Yep. Actually, I may need to grab that one myself.
Which one?
Bastion of Remembrance.
Oh, yeah.
because that would go well in Food and Fellowship.
Yep.
In McDaddy.
Blessed Sanctuary.
In McDaddy. Roaring Throne.
Roaming Throne? Yeah, the problem is he's got too many creature types.
Something like that.
I guess it would be fine with. I could still do human because my commander would be human.
Yeah.
Just double trigger my commander.
Yeah.
For 2 life and stuff.
Sorry, I'm reading. Okay.
Again, not set on that card, but
yeah, that's
not really sure what else to put. Maybe more creatures. I don't know if I need more creatures because I'm going to have a bunch of tokens, so that's kind of.
Yeah, give me a second and I'll tell you. I literally have my Food and Fellowship deck, and I'll look through it here. If you gain life, gain twice as much. Gary Grace is horrible, and you're a bad person. Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Okay, that's not the one I'm thinking of. One more creatures created under control. Create that many 4/4. Yep, exactly as you should have that one, because it is dumb and amazing. Yeah. Yep. Fantastic. Okay. Let me look at enchantments here real quick. I only am doing this because literally I just went through this process. Did you want to swap out the Cathar's Crusade for the Blood Chief Ascension?
Chief Ascension. Yes, I could do that.
Okay.
Well, right now with that in, I have both. So I'm editing as we're going.
Okay.
I have both Blood Chief and I have Cathar's, and I'm at 100. So I've took some of the stuff out you had suggested already. So.
Okay. Let me. So one of the other ones that I might suggest for card draw engine is Well of Lost Dreams. It is a 4-cost artifact. And whenever you gain life, you can pay X. Where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you gained if you draw that many cards.
In McDaddy, the One Ring smirking face.
Just easy card draw.
Well, he's not wrong. The One Ring would be good too. It is a good card engine.
It's true. I would be gaining a lot of life theoretically, so it probably would not kill me.
Yeah. Now, granted, you have no way to bounce it to your hand if you need to.
Yes.
that's the one downside there. Also, I can't
in McDaddy
help but say that
Necropotence, of course, being the best black draw.
You really need some tutors in here.
Think.
Yeah.
In McDaddy,
I felt like it was already really strong, and I didn't want to put a tutor in because I thought it would make it worse.
But again,
I guess if it
you want to mitigate as much draw luck as possible, and if you're not getting the stuff to set up the combos,
that's true.
I mean, I wouldn't go overboard. I'd say 2. I'd say Enlightened Tutor to go find, either the Citadel or if you're needing an enchantment for a doubler, you can go find that too, like Anointed Procession, or even the one that makes everybody big by adding more tokens to the field. So that gives you a lot of options. And then, of course, I would say demonic would be the other one. If you can do it. I'm looking through to see if there's any other must-have white or black enchantments. Oh, no. You know what, though? You do need a... I don't know what you would take out, though.
In McDaddy, how much you want to spend? There are some super cheap tutors out there.
Yeah, I would go for any super cheap black tutor that you can afford. This is a short form. So one black tutor and then one white tutor.
Realistically, I could take out a generous gift because I already have swords.
Yeah.
In McDaddy,
I have
witchful
literally a
talisman,
couple
scheming
card
symmetry,
things.
profane tutor, diabolic
I
intent,
don't need
etc.
that many wipes, like single target.
I mean, you really need a Nuka-Cola vending machine in here too. To be honest,
Forgot about that card.
it's so good.
I forgot about that card. Where is it at? Oh yeah, you create a food token, and then and then you can whenever you sacrifice, you make. Oh my! And then I would get triggers off both of those.
Yes.
Oh, that's. broken.
So
I forgot
you
about that
really
card.
need a Nuka-Cola vending machine.
Okay.
Since your whole thing is about the birth and death of tokens.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if there's anything else that you so there's one other thing that I might suggest.
In McDaddy,
It is
with the high
not
mana
a
cost of everything,
necessity.
he needs some more mana rocks.
How much land do you have in here? Let me see.
35.
35? And
Don't know if I need that many, but
he's gonna be fine with 35.
a lot of my stuff doesn't feel like it costs that much.
Yeah, he's
I
pretty
guess
low
so.
cost for a lot of it, to be honest. So okay, Mortuary Mire is fine. Okay, I've got some other options for some of your lands.
Okay.
Only because I really hate land that comes in tapped.
Me too. Me too.
Also,
That's why most of it's basic.
Inventor's Fair is usually too slow to actually work, in my opinion. But it does get you life if you have a bunch of artifacts, so that's good. Oh, we need one more creature in here. Actually. And I'm surprised I didn't think about this one earlier. I'm not sure
In
what
McDaddy,
to take out.
Sad robot.
But you need a Nadir's Nightblade. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Okay.
And yes, Mac Daddy is not wrong. Sad Robot is a
In
good idea
McDaddy,
too.
Sad robot can help him get lands in.
Yep.
Sad
You know-
robot.
Sad Robot is oh my brain. We always just call him Sad Robot. I don't even remember his name now. It's
Oh, I know what you're talking about. He's sad robot in that version.
3
Oh my God,
shades
I'm drawing a
blank.
666.
No.
Solemn.
Simulacrum.
Is this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, Solemn Simulacrum.
Because he's sad. So I guess I could take out one of these, like Soul Warden or Soul's Attendant. 'cause
Yeah,
I have
yeah, you
Super
could.
Priest, so take out one of those.
Yep.
Take out this one. I guess it's going to be dependent on price, but
There's one more. There's one more artifact I really want you to add, but I'm not
To
sure
Star Wars.
what to take.
I
out.
like Sunset Sarsaparilla Morty BH.
There's a 2-drop artifact called Idol of Oblivion, which is another card drawing engine.
Here's what's a 2-drop? Is that just the cost of it?
Yeah, it's 2
Okay.
drops.
Actually saw that, and I was like, I've never used it. I saw it, and I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
Well, if you create a token, say it's
McDaddy,
tap.
what
draw
is up,
card.
Nate?
So yeah, you're just using it for the top one, not for the bottom one, most likely. But you're gonna be creating so many tokens. That's an extra card draw every turn for 2. It's really good, especially if you get it early. That's going to give you hand advantage for the entire game.
I honestly think.
Hold on, I'll check what they said in Twitch chat in just 1 second. I'm just looking through the rest of this.
3 Shades of Black 666. What's up?
What's
you
up,
see my
3 Shades
message?
of
I
Black?
should have Rowan next week sometime.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
In McDaddy. 3 Shades of Black
Don't think I need
666
Bolus at this point.
What's that?
I don't think I need Bolus at this point.
I don't think you do either, although that is...
Now seeing how much life I can gain.
3 Shades of Black
It was more
666.
because it was easy life
Said
gain,
here I come along.
but
In McDaddy. Once you have that, we are
just
set
seeing
for
Mac
said.
Daddy do it made me want to
3
sniper rifle
Shades of
someone
Black
with my life.
666.
I mean, my recommendation
Ray or
is
not
don't taint your soul like that, but it is a, you know,
I don't think I need it though. So I removed that. It's on the sideboard.
In McDaddy. Bowlers is fun.
So I think there's
3
2
Shades of Black
cards.
666. Fun if you're playing it.
There's one other card that you could do just as another card draw engine. It will make everyone hate you though. And that's Braids. Not the Cabal minion, but the Arisen Nightmare. She's a 3-drop, and at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may
McDaddy.
sacrifice
Oh,
a
yeah,
permanent that shares a
100.
card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card.
I mean, I feel like this whole deck is gonna make people hate me because they're gonna get pinged
Yeah.
whenever they do things and when I do things.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, if you're going to go in,
Full send.
might as well full send. Yep. But let's talk about your lands, because that's I think where you have the most opportunity here. Castle Ardenvale, I was going to recommend, so that's good.
Midnight Token. Aristocrats in a nutshell. In McDaddy. The reason bowlers wouldn't work in this deck is because the CMC of most of the spells here is too high.
Sideboard.
Myriad's good. Okay, Piranha Marsh. I need to go in the other room Actually, maybe I can pull it up on my ordered decks here. Hold on. Why is my deck not fitting in its deck box now? What did I do? I have done something. Oh, there we go. It fits in then some. Perfect. Okay. Put this one away. I really feel like you need a what is it called? A treasure. Oh, what is that? It's the treasure hoard, I think is the name of it. Treasure vault. Adds a colorless or pay X and sacrifice treasure vault to create X treasure tokens.
Oh, never even seen that card before.
Yeah.
That's good.
that's a good land for you.
So, how does the XX work?
So basically, let's say you want to create 10, then you got to pay 20.
Okay, so you just have to pay double whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So if you want to create 5, then you got to pay 10 mana.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah.
five create triggers at once is pretty gnarly.
Creating things, doing
Yep.
damage for creating tokens.
Yep. Man, I know people like Temple of the False God. I think it's the worst card ever made. I mean, it's great. It's great if you get it after turn 5. If you get it before turn 5, it's a dead
sucks.
land and it's a dead card in your hand. So
I agree. It's just one of those cards I put in before I start building because I know what they are.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Let me look at my shopping history real quick to find there's a better card that we can put in there for you. I'm just not remembering the name of it, so I'll have to find it real quick. Don't show me the last 30 days. Show me all time. Okay, there we go. Joyra, no. Oh yeah, I was going to say Esper Sentinel is an option for you as well.
Esper?
Yeah. It's a one white cost artifact creature that every time on opponents first non-land card that they play, or sorry, non-creature card that they play, they, unless they pay whatever his power is, which is usually 1, you get to draw a card.
Okay.
That's not a necessity, but it's not something to kick out of bed for eating crackers.
Like a white version Ristic. Not as good, but way cheaper.
Yeah, a little cheaper. Both in actual cost and no too many of these. I'm trying to find my angel deck because that's where I'm going to. Nope. That's green. Okay, here we go. Angels. Oh, by the way, if your goal is to gain a bunch of life, you should consider a Beacon of Immortality too.
Oh, that's crazy.
So just
That
saying.
would work too. Because so like I've had to like reevaluate some of my decks because I had watched a video and they were like, can your deck function without your commander? And a lot of my decks require my commander, but in my other pod, everyone thinks my commanders are insane, so they get knocked out very quickly. And I'm like, I need to make sure my deck can function if my commander's not on the board. So the other win con for this was basically Aetherflux, or like being able to gain a lot of life and use the life, or ping damage without my commander being there, which a lot of these cards can do.
And I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Book of Exalted Deeds.
I've not. If you gain 3 more life, that
See,
would
that's
be
like
super easy.
See, that's like me
Drop?
and that's like me and Tovolar. If Tovolar keeps getting taken out, I don't know how to do the werewolves without Tovolar.
No,
To an extent, yeah.
Thinking of
Yeah, I think that's like
Because
the
Tovolar
next evolution
transforms
of
all my
decks.
wolves, and like when he's taken out to where, especially like the other day when I didn't have no mana, I was like, I have no answers.
So he basically turns day to night, or he just forces them to transform.
So as long as I have him and 2 more wolves out every upkeep, I could turn it back to nighttime.
Okay.
So if somebody keeps taking him out, they just stay in human form unless I have others that can do it. But yeah.
By the way, I know you had a creature in here that was like this. I think you could swap the Myriad in case you don't want to attack with them for his ability, because he's actually less, I think.
Yes, this one is where is it? What creature was that? Oh, yes, he is 1 less.
Yeah.
What is it? Daxos? What?
Yeah, Daxos. It was Daxos blessed by the sun. Shaka when the walls fell.
So like her, a reason I put her in there was because it doesn't say that her tokens get taken out.
Oh
after
yeah.
the attack.
Oh.
So she keeps them.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
Myriad without losing the
Yeah,
tokens, but
yeah.
he's the same thing. He still gets. He gives me life, which is good. It might actually be better than. Yeah, he's better than Soul's Attendant. Oh no, she's better. She's good, but
I do have to question. Maybe not. Hold on, let me look at him.
Johnny. Yeah, I
Yeah.
looked at him too.
He's really good.
Which one is that? It's not the Pride of the.
This one's strength.
It
of
is
the
Strength
Pride.
of the Pride.
Yeah. You gain life equals the number of creatures and planeswalkers
he
you
is
control.
So much better. I take out for that though.
But see, then there's Elspeth also, which I don't think I saw in your deck.
I've never really looked at Planeswalkers. These are the first two, and I only know them because I know people that have them. That's why I looked them up. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control, create 3. Oh. She's good.
She's 67 cents.
Okay.
So just food for thought on these. I was trying to find my land though. I may have to actually go grab my deck really quickly. Is it Blighted Step? Oh yeah, this is an interesting one because if you find yourself needing to gain a bunch of life,
You gain 2 life. Oh. That
What
is
colors
good.
do you have in your deck?
Black and
white and black, yeah.
Maybe
That's-
Sheoldred, the Apocalypse.
I would put Children, but she requires card draw, which is not bad, but she's $100.
Oh yeah, Sheoldred, yeah, she's super.
I actually been randomly buying Dominaria packs in hopes that I can pull her. Blighted. That.
I think Seraph Sanctuary was the other one. Yeah, whenever it comes into the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life.
Seraph Sanctuary.
Since you are doing some angels. I think that's about explainer lens. Yeah, that's it.
What
For-
was that? Not a Johnny, the other one.
Oh, Elspeth.
Elspeth.
Yeah,
I forgot her second.
That's right, Elspeth.
Oh,
I put a Walking
found it.
Atlas
Oh,
in
no,
my
I didn't
deck
do that.
for getting more mana per turn.
Elspeth. Resplendent Showcase. That's not her. Hold on 1 second. Nope, that's not it. Hold on 1 second. It's not that Elspeth. There's a bunch of Elspeths.
I found her. It's the
Okay.
Tyrell or Tyrell. Elspeth, Tirel.
Blade Runner?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah.
But I think you had a super solid base, to be honest.
Thank you.
Super solid
Yeah.
base.
It's like the understanding how many of each. Like I knew I had a lot of instants, like a lot of destroy this creature, and I was like, I don't need that many. It's only for
Right.
those one creatures that's like we have to take that out or we all die.
Right. And I mean, the good news is you should not be afraid to board wipe because you can rebuild so quickly.
Yeah. I put a Chroma's Will because that's just like an easy, like win con. You
Yeah.
have enough, just play that and you pretty much win for the most part. But the Nuka-Cola,
Yep.
Idol of Oblivion, a lot of those are just kind of like, I didn't even think of those. I need to remove. See, I am not a fan of Myriad Landscape.
Myriad. I'm if it's the one I'm thinking of, I'm not either. You have to,
Play two to sack it. It's like,
and it comes in tapped, which is the
Yeah.
worst because it's like you can't activate it most of the time, anyways.
Yeah.
You could easily go with a pain land
Yeah.
for black white.
Yep.
Pay 2 or it comes in tapped.
Yep.
I would do that.
I would rather do that. Rather do that than.
Yeah.
Maestro's Theater, I usually put in if I have any landfall cards, just because I get the immediate ping off of it going into play, get the landfall trigger,
Right.
then I put another card in and get a double landfall trigger.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you know what you should do? Make sure you do get the land that does 2, or you pay 2 or it comes in tapped, because that is in a swamp plains. So you can fetch it with Maestro's Theater.
Shockland.
It's called
Godless Shrine.
let me double check. That sounds right.
They pay 2 life. If you don't, yeah, it's Godless.
Yeah. And it should say that it's a plain swamp at the top.
Yep.
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 That's the most important part. Because it'll come in tapped anyways from the other one, but still, you can actually go search for it. So that's good.
Good. All right.
And with that, we're actually out of time for today. Yay. If you didn't hear before, last night, Nova, I think you were... No, you weren't... Were you watching? No, you were playing. No. Were you playing? Last night?
Yesterday? No.
Okay. So yesterday, my deck did nothing the first game. We all died before I even got to do anything. And then the second game, I put out 1 creature, which was my commander. And then I got an Astral Dragon while I had a Parallel Lives on the field. And so it created 1,000+ dragons that were all Parallel Lives. I still lost the game.
That's the one you said that you played with randoms and...
Yeah.
How did you lose?
Because the third player, out of the 4, the one was dead already. The third player, when I tried to shift the target, he had put an enchant. He was playing a Voltron deck, and he played an enchantment onto a creature that had to attack me. And that enchantment would have brought all the enchantments back from his graveyard and attached it to him. I tried to shift the original enchantment that he was casting from the creature that had to attack me to a tapped creature, and he counterspelled it. And so he had already made it unblockable. So that's why I was shifting it then, because then he would have just done 3 damage to me. I would have been fine. But yeah. So
he did a
Sag.
million damage.
Sag.
Big Sag.
Yep.
Oh.
But that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
In
sometimes.
McDaddy, we got a
had the
path to
counterspell, he was
exile and
ready.
swords to plowshares in this deck.
That's creatures.
We have Swords to Plowshares. I don't think he's got a path as well. He's got quite a few removals.
I have the swords, shoot the sheriff. That's really it for single target.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Why is this not scrolled at all? Hi, Mrs. Darkraiser. Thank you for checking in. We're actually going to be heading out here in just a second. Looks like Talking Muffin is on. I'm actually going to double check. Oh, no, you know what? Cosmic Vixen is on. She is a good friend of the channel for a very long time. We're going to send some love over her way. I'm just making sure she's still streaming. She is. She is a VTuber. She is
Still
super
screaming.
nice. Yeah, still screaming. Raid Cosmic Vixen, spelled correctly. There we go. And that's going to do it for us for today. Thanks for joining and hanging out and talking Magic, everybody. I appreciate you all very much. We'll be back tomorrow. The plan is 6:30 for Dungeons & Dragons. We kind of need everybody there, and we've had a lot of cancellations, which is why we haven't run it on Mondays. If it doesn't happen, we'll probably play Magic. Otherwise,
Magic Monday.
plan on 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern tomorrow for Dungeons & Dragons. Tuesday will be Helldivers.
In McDaddy,
Wednesday,
enjoy
Wrestling
your
and Final
night, homie.
Fantasy VII Rebirth. Thursday Magic, and Friday will be a pay-per-view. So we'll talk about all that then. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your Easter, a great Sunday evening. We'll be back tomorrow. You are all awesome and rock stars for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, be excellent to each other. And of course, game on.
Game on.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.